If you guys don't know, I think I mentioned it before. I sew. I also don't have a bra. Look, I have one. I'm gonna put this on. Wait a second. There we go. Back where they should be. Kind of. Technically, they shouldn't be this high, but whatever. I'm making a pattern for a new adorable little outfit, but it has me thinking. Because I make baby clothes, I have to make baby clothes. I make clothes for babies all the time. And it's actually really sad. Here as of late, I mean, between my sister just had a baby and my friend just had a baby, and I got invited to a new friend's birth, which I haven't talked to. I'll go more into detail about that soon. When we get all the details taken care of. But, I want a baby, guys. Here, though, I'm in a predicament. So, after having Clyde, I realized, sorry I'm not looking up at the camera, but I've got stuff I gotta do, but I also want to talk. After having, I don't know where that should go. After having Clyde, the whole, having two kiddos was a little overwhelming. I got pretty used to it pretty quick. Ollie's a good little kid, so it wasn't too hard. And that's way too big for a baby. Well, Tony doesn't necessarily want any more, but he never necessarily wanted any. We ended up with two, and it was kind of tough because I had Clyde on, I think it was like Tuesday, and Tony got that. He came home from work. My water broke at midnight. He came home from work at like 2, and then I had Clyde around 9 in the morning. Tony got that day off, and then he went back to work for the rest of the week until the weekend. I think he even worked that Saturday. So I think that's why it was a little more overwhelming than not, because I went from like 1 to 2 straight up, still having to cook and do everything on my own, which kind of sucked. I didn't really get too much help from anyone at all. Like literally. I had one visitor the day he was born, and then nobody else for a week. So it was kind of hard. But that made me stronger. Now I know what I can handle. And so that was a little tough. And I got over it. You know, I figured it out. I got into the roll of things pretty quick. Thank goodness for being able to baby wear. But now, as they're older, I was kind of afraid with Clyde ever having another kid, because he's not exactly gentle. He's just a big kid. He's just Clyde. He's a Clydesdale. He's huge. We couldn't have named him better. And Oliver is just the sweetest little thing. He was absolutely amazing with Clyde. Like, frigging amazing with Clyde. He was, for being just over 2, he was just phenomenal. He was such a good little brother. I think it helped a lot how I brought him in and I gave him the choice, and he got to help me with a lot of stuff. So I think that helped a lot. But, so I was kind of worried about it, and then Sydney had her baby 2 weeks ago, yesterday or something like that. And Clyde just met her for the first time yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. And he was amazing. He was just the sweetest little thing. He absolutely adores Evra. Look at these things. Go away. He adores Evra. That's her name. they finally decided to name her, or they finally decided on a name. And he adores her. He absolutely loved her. He couldn't hold her more. Like, he kept, I'll have to put a couple videos and pictures and stuff in there. It was too freaking cute. And my thought process is, he was good now. It's going to be almost an entire year. He's going to be even older. He can actually help, and I don't have to treat him like a baby and stuff. But then here's another problem I'm having is I don't know if I can make it through having 2 toddlers. Ollie's pretty good, but they're both going through a stage right now. I don't know if I'm going to make it through, to be completely honest. Clyde doesn't talk, so he literally just whines all the time. He started, I think, like a week ago. He just walks around and whines. If I carry him, he whines, and then he cries, and he throws a tantrum because he wants everything everybody has. Totally normal. Not too bad, except for now I have Ollie, who, he's a smart little sucker, and bringing him up, you have to raise children in steps. I get it. So we told him forever, you have to say please, otherwise you're not going to get anything. You need to use your manners. Well, now that he's 4, he thinks that saying please means he gets everything he wants, which, I mean, is obviously just because he's 4, because he doesn't get everything he wants. He's not spoiled, but he's acting like a brat. So now when he goes up to a kid or something, I say kid, but really just cousins or Clyde, and he asks please, then he's just heartbroken, and he freaks out because, well, he said please, why aren't they giving him the toy? So I kind of, like, they're kind of like going through the same state, or the same phase, just at a different stage in life. And it's kind of hard. That and Clyde is breaking all 4 molars at the same time. They're all the same, like, the fronts of all of them are through and the backs aren't, on all 4 of them. So he's been extra whiny, but I think that was the start of it, and now he just likes it. But he'll, like, close his eyes and freak out and stomp and throw a tantrum. Oliver never threw a tantrum. Clyde's like the typical 2-year-old that people tell you about. The terrible twos, I didn't believe they were real. Oliver was a gem. He was a 3-nager. He was pretty bad as a 3-nager. 4, he's pretty good, but he never had terrible twos. He was a good kid. But Clyde, he's a typical terrible twos kid. He's awful. I love him so much. And kids are wild. I just have to remind myself they're kids. And it's a stage. They'll eventually make it through it, but they're going through it at the same time. And I don't know if I can make it. So there I'm stuck. I want a new baby. Like, I love him to pieces. This probably sounds awful. Or like I'm a normal parent. I don't know. I struggle. I love them so much. They're such little blessings. They're such good kids. They really are. We get, every single time I leave the house with them, we are complimented on how good they are, because they really are good kids. They really are. It's just at home. And then Tony works a really bad schedule, so I'm kind of like, we only see him for maybe 3 hours a day, maybe, until the weekend, and about every other weekend he works Saturday, so we see him for like, and then Friday and Saturday are early days, so we see him for like 2 hours on Friday and Saturday. So it's just a lot of it takes community to raise kids. It's because mamas go crazy and they need help. And I don't have help, so I go a little crazy sometimes. I need a little bit of space every now and again, and Tony's good to me. He lets me go and do things by myself whenever he can. But I don't know, I'm so torn. What is it like to have 3? Is it even worse? Because there will be, if, let's just say, I conceive this month or next month, it's not going to happen. But, Clyde would be May, June, July, 10 months. He'll be almost 3. I don't know. It's a pretty life-changing decision, because, I mean, I heard it before, and I still think it now. Like, we have 2 kids. I can take care of one. Tony takes care of one. And then we have a third one. But then Ollie's going to be old enough to where he can take care of a lot of things by himself. Like, he's really good now. In a year, he's going to be even more self-sufficient. And Clyde's gonna obviously be more self-sufficient, so I don't know. I have a confession. We cloth diaper, and Tony doesn't know it, but I may or may not have a like a drum. I don't know, a storage drum full of like 90 pre-folds I'm not using, and like 60 cloth diapers I'm not using, and that's not using because I have 45 pre-folds and pocket diapers for Clyde. It's a lot of diapers. But I can't get rid of them. They're so sweet and tiny, and I made little newborn ones and I barely even got to use on Clyde because he was a hoss. I don't know. What is it like to have 3 kids? Like, is it just... I don't know what I'm asking. I'm just venting. Thanks, guys, for listening. Sorry. What do you think, Clyde? Do you like that baby? Yeah? You want to give her a kiss? Hey! 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 Can we give her a kiss? No. You done?
Where's Johnny? Where?
Where's Johnny?
Oh.
She was looking at me.
Is she?
She was looking like this.
Oh my gosh.
She does that when she doesn't want to be.
Does she?
She likes me. Whoa, that baby has nails. So sharp.
Ew. Say, baby, put your tongue back.
Baby, put your tongue back.
Oh dear. What'd you do? Did you pinch her?
She's on for her leg.
Oh no.
Whoa. Relax.
Can I have her back?
No.
Can I have the baby back?
No. No. No.
Oh no. Whoa. Oh no.